Welcome to the Leadership Mentor Training. Um, Briscoe and I are going to lead it. I'm going to start with what happens in that first mentor meeting, and then Briscoe is going to follow up with the mentor's job responsibilities and with the mentor moment. So I'm going to share my screen here if I know how to do it. And let's see here. Okay, so you guys can see the code of ethics here.
Yes.
What we're going to have is a link. Instead of a physical book, we're going to have a member success guide. This way that people don't have to carry it around with them or keep up with it. And then when we make edits to it, it will be edits in real time. So it's going to start with the code of ethics, just like it normally does, policy procedures, the attendance policy, chapter transfers, all that stuff. Okay, so regular member success guide that you're used to. If you do not have a physical copy and you want one, please get with me afterwards. I will make sure that you have one, but the digital success guide is what we're going to offer to the new members or the new applicants coming in. The second thing that I give to everyone is the blue and white slips, the outside meeting and the referral slip. Does everybody see that?
No.
Okay. You guys know what the blue and the white slips look like, so I'm not going to figure out how to share that, and that is what you're going to look at. I give them a blue slip. Now, normally this first meeting is going to be right after or your first meeting with them or their second meeting. So have that blue slip just with you and make sure that they can take it with them moving forward and keep up with their meetings. And then the referral slip should not be hard, but one-on-one explaining to them how to fill out a referral slip might help them and make the difference and then feeling comfortable filling that out or not filling it out. The next thing that I like everyone to have is a roster, whether they grabbed one at the meeting. Can we see that, Briscoe?
Yes.
Okay. So whether they grab one at the meeting or if they get one, if you bring one with you, either way. Um, I believe this is the originals template, and then it's got some of the Trailblazers' names, but keep up with a roster for this new member so that they have everybody's phone numbers, so that they have the attendance policy, at least the cheater version of that. They'll have the upcoming speaker schedule, they'll have the social events coming up, and they'll have the member of the month points. This helps them get set up for success and can answer quite a few of those questions that come up in the first couple of weeks. And then I also give them an agenda. The agenda helps them know what to say and when to say it. You don't have to necessarily um, explain the whole thing to them, but make sure that they know when to be prepared to do their recap and when to be prepared to do their 60 seconds. And then they know who's talking during the leadership reports, and that's really important. Um, the next thing that I do is I talk to them about the, nope, I talk to them about how to prepare for a meeting. So I make sure that they know the who, what, when, where, how, and why. If you're going to go to another chapter's meeting, you want to make sure that you know where it is, how, when, so what time you need to be there, and then add 10 or 15 minutes to get there early. Who is going to be in that meeting, um, and why we're going to the other meeting. And it's to give them referrals, not necessarily to get them. But it's really important to set them up for success to go to another chapter and to set them up for success to go to their own meeting because they will not become members. They will stay applicants if they don't attend their meetings as well. So I tell them how to prepare for their meeting, and then I tell them how to prepare for an outside meeting. So an outside meeting shouldn't necessarily be someone selling you on their services. We've all had one of those outside meetings, and we'd all like to not have them again. So explain to them that it needs to be 30 minutes, that it can be the place of their choosing. And the whole point is to learn how to refer that person and how they can refer you. So, so look up that person and find out, is that someone else coming in here? Do I know how to do that? Um, I'm not sure, so we'll come back to that. I hear a beep. So the important thing is to make sure that they understand how to have an outside meeting successfully, because the first meeting with them is a training. The first meeting is not an outside meeting. You want to go through the attendance policy with them, which is up here. So explain the substitute, explain the half absence or the coming in late and leaving early. Explain the what absences are and explain the days that we don't take attendance, but make sure that they understand. The code of conduct, I like to read to them the highlighted portions. Use your best judgment there, but make sure that they understand that opening their category slash asking them to leave is worst case scenario. We would really like to teach instead of kick people out. I like to tell them about the defamation of character and a dispute among members. The very first thing that they should do when they have a problem with someone, whether it be a referral or a personal problem, is to just have a conversation, the two of them together. And after that, they're going to go to membership, vice president, president, and then affiliate. If all of that happens, then there are things that we can do. Um, but those are the two kind of big things there. The outside meeting questions are another thing that I like to prep them with. So I want to make sure that they know how to stay focused, how to have a really good outside meeting, so that when we have our outside meeting, the second meeting, they know what it's supposed to look like. And then I teach them how to prepare for their 60-second commercial. And for the first few weeks, it's a great idea for them to write it down, or at least have some bullet points to go through, how to prepare for a 10-minute presentation. And then also, I share with them the networking tips and tricks. So that is basically that first meeting. So I'm going to go through the member success guide. I'm going to give them the blue slip, the referral slip, the roster, and the agenda. And I'm going to just make sure they understand how to be a TNT member. So now I am going to stop sharing and let Briscoe do the talking.
All right, I don't have a fancy screen to share with you, so you're just going to have to listen to me talk. Um, so one of the things that we want to share with them, obviously, is when the new member training is going to be, because you want them to be able to get into that as soon as possible. Their next one that's in the rotation, try to find out when that is before you have that first meeting with them. Um, when you're sitting there with them, you can explain Discord. Just tell them what it is. You don't have to teach them how to use it. Ask them to go in and download the app. Tell them that's how we communicate. That's how we get information out within TNT and then to the chapters as well, to your individual chapters. Um, you can go in and schedule those first 4 meetings in the first couple of weeks. And the first one, if at all possible, should be face to face. I like face-to-face meetings. You can read people's energy. You get more from the conversation. And that first one, if at all possible, should be face to face, just so you can get a feeling for each other. And the next ones obviously can be on the phone or Zoom if that works, whatever works. The second meeting will be an outside meeting, and that's with the applicant and you, the mentor. And that, like I said, it could be Zoom or it could be phone. There are other ways too. You can Facebook call somebody, whatever it is, just so you're talking to each other. The third meeting is going to be an outside meeting with the mentor and the applicant, and then another group member, somebody who's in your group. That would be fantastic. That way you can observe the new member and see how they're meeting, and they can see how you do it as well. So you're not just talking to them and meeting with them. You have somebody else involved too. So that's a big deal. That can help a lot. And then the fourth meeting, if you have a group member that does cross networking, that would be ideal. If you can get someone who does cross networking, because then they can talk about that and share that with the new member as well. So that's the few things that I had to talk about, Natalie. I know that was really quick, but that's those things. The only other thing that I had is the mentor moment. I'll spend just a little bit of time on that because people do it differently. We quite often will just have a quote. However, you could probably have a quote that you can then expound on. So something that is something that helps, something that is you're giving it to the group to help them learn, to help them feel better, something motivational. If you can find a quote to start with, that's great. If you just have a subject, that's great too. You can talk about a subject with them. So either one of those works fine. Like I said, different groups will do it differently, and we like to use a quote to start the process. Should keep it less than 60 seconds. That's right at the end of the meeting, so everybody's getting ready to go, and you don't want them to start getting bored and folding their phones up and folding their computers up and packing everything up and getting ready to go. So that's it, Natalie. That's all I got. You got anything else?
Um, to expand on the mentor moment, I just want to say we should be mentoring them to be better networkers and mentoring them to be more professional. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a famous person's quote. It doesn't necessarily have to be a long story. And sometimes those can fill some space. If you've got one in your back pocket for a day that we're ending early, great. Um, but we really want to encourage everybody to grow as a human being and as a networker at the same time. So really make sure that you're teaching something. It doesn't have to be cute. It doesn't have to be funny. It doesn't have to be long, but it should be a learning experience for everybody or a good reminder for everybody. Um, I think, as Briscoe said, make sure that we, as soon as membership announces someone as a new applicant, we want to go up to them and say, "This is your new member training. This is your, this is when we're having our first meeting. This is our second meeting. This is our third one." Um, and really set them up for success so that they know who they're going to talk to about um, learning how to be a good TNT member so that they can hopefully become a member and not just an applicant. Um, and one thing we've talked about before is to set them up with a buddy who may be a member of the chapter. I used Danny Downs as the example for the generators. Danny is great at going to the other meetings. He has the availability to do so. And so when Shauna is training a new member for the generators, she can say, let's set you up to meet with Danny so that when you go to Cross Network or when you go to meet another chapter, Danny can go with you as your cross networking buddy, so that it's a little bit more comfortable. You should be the go-to person for questions, and whether that be in person or on the phone, you can kind of set the tone there. If you want to answer all their questions by email, that is absolutely up to you. But we just want to set everybody up for success. any burning questions, you guys feel free to reach out to Briscoe and I. And if that didn't prompt Briscoe to have any other suggestions, I think we're good.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So, of course, I have a question.
Okay. What's up?
Just want to make sure. So, this meeting where we give them, I need that TNT Success Guide, by the way. And the meeting where we give that to them is like the week after they apply, right? Is that the first outside meeting technically, or it is not? Okay.
Yes, that is the very first meeting that they have. I wouldn't call it an outside meeting, but yes, their very first meeting with you is when you go through all of that. And I am going to respond to the email that Gail sent out reminding everyone with the link for the member success guide. So you guys will all have that digitally, and I can text it to you as well if you would like it on your phone handy.
There's no more book. I want to clarify for everyone. There's no more like physical copy. It's just pull it up on the phone. Let's walk through it.
Yes.
21st century.
If
Yeah,
you
buddy.
want a physical copy for yourself, I am more than happy to give you one, but we are not making or buying any more of those because people lose them faster than we can make
Yep.
them anyways. So I will get that sent out to everybody. Again, if you guys have any other questions that you want, reach out to me and Briscoe afterwards. And if anybody has someone to train and they're not comfortable doing it the first time, please reach out to me and I can meet your new applicant up at UBrew and walk you through it. So you guys keep us posted. All right. Well, I will end it now. Thanks so much, guys.
Y'all want a mentor moment? We're supposed to end these with a mentor moment.
You got one? You got a good one?
All right, guys. Hear me out. When life gives you lemons, hide the lemons, go out and buy all the other lemons, make them a commodity, raise the prices, and then sell the lemons. Business 101. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, Natalie.